Hello everyone and welcome to something completely different. Today I'll be casting a game that was sent to me by a fellow YouTuber by the name of Pooplord, who will be playing as the Purple Portuguese against fredyuen as the Blue Franks. Now, if you're not familiar with Pooplord, I will include a link to his channel in the description below. This is a fellow Age of Empires player who loves this game and loves to have fun playing this game. He comes up with new, innovative strategies, perfects existing strategies, sometimes even tries downright weird or odd strategies, all in an attempt to crush his enemies and see them driven before them. He's even started experimenting with letting his viewers choose his strategies for him during live streams, which, by the way, in my opinion, requires a lot of skill and confidence in the game. So kudos to Pooplord. At the end of the day, though, he really is just a nice guy. He's been quite supportive of my channel in these early days, so I'm more than happy to cast one of his games. Now, since he's playing the Purple Portuguese, which, by the way, is going to be a massive tongue twister for me to say, so expect a bunch of mistakes from me during this cast, I assume this game is going to highlight the new bonus where they automatically generate wood. Here we go, yeah. They automatically generate wood while harvesting berries. That being said, let's let Pooplord speak for himself and see what he has in store for us today. For now, building a mill. I think in one of my previous casts, I mentioned how Portuguese players are now, or rather players who are playing the Portuguese Civ, are building mills first and for lumber camps second. We'll see what Pooplord has in store, but for now, he's got a mill. He's got 3 villagers harvesting these delicious looking red apples, berries, whatever they are, whatever it is, it's the size of the villager's head. His opponent, Fred, more of a standard opening, has the lumber camp rather. I always say lumber mill by accident. Standard opening for him. Another villager going to... Okay, so we're going up to 5 villagers on the berries. Oh, she stops midway through to build a house, going to go up to 20 population room. And just constant villager production. We have... Where's his scout? Okay, he's herding deer. I'm going to focus primarily on this cast, by the way, on Pooplord, because I want to see what kind of strategy he's come up with here. And so occasionally we'll check in on Fred, but apologies, Mr. Fred. This cast is going to be, like I said, primarily our Purple Portuguese Pooplord. My God, is that alliterative? My God, is it a tongue twister? Oh no, the deer tries to escape and gets shot down by the villagers. More villagers going. Okay, so he's yeah, he wants wood. That's my guess here, is he's putting 8 villagers immediately onto berries. And take a look, the wood count at the top right of your screen is going up steadily. Now, standard play from Portuguese, and when I say standard, I mean the new standard, is when they build the mill, they go down to 50 lumber. And then once they harvest enough berries to go up to 100 wood, they build a lumber camp. But I see Pooplord has foregone the lumber camp. Where are you going, Gobble Gobble? Even more villagers. 10 villagers on berries now. Okay, he's exploring. Let's see if and when he discovers his opponent's base. Yeah, he's going to discover it right away. Okay, so Pooplord now knows where his opponent is. Gets shooed away by a bunch of villagers garrisoning in the town center. On the other hand, our Frankish player, take a look at the bottom center of your map, has 0 map vision. He's seen the immediate surroundings, but aside from that, nothing else. Oh man, Pooplord is going up to 11 villagers, so he wants to accumulate lumber fast. He's almost at 200. Oh, where are they going? Okay, at barracks. Okay, so he's going to go up to feudal, is my guess, on the back of the mill and the barracks. Let's see if I'm right. He's got the necessary... Yeah, okay. I was going to say he's got the necessary food. Immediately, the second the barracks finishes, he goes up to feudal. Okay, he's foregone loom also. Okay, so this is an interesting cost-cutting new strategy. Another house going down. That being said, our Blue Frank is not far behind. He's basically 11 in-game seconds behind. Another lumber camp going down. And how many villagers do we have now on berry? 11 villagers on these 2 berry patches. Now he started to collect the nearby wood. This is something that I've wondered at myself, at a lot of high elo pro players or just a lot of players in general, usually in the map you start with 500 wood, sometimes 400 I think, but usually it's 500 in the immediate vicinity of your town center. Now a lot of players like to do what Fred does, which is build a lumber camp right on the edge of the wood to minimize carrying time and distance between the lumberjack and the mill, or rather the camp. But this is an readily available source of lumber here. So he's going to hit, as I'm rambling, he hits feudal. Let's see what he does. Okay, we've got our first stable out very fast, 9-minute mark. But his opponent now is also up to feudal. Okay, he got the second boar, and he's going to finish. Okay, so he's gotten 250 extra wood, and using that, he's built himself a second stable. Okay, so I'm wondering if we're going to see either some kind of fast castle or a scout rush. So far, pretty well optimized. He basically finished off the berries as fast as he could. And because he plopped a whole bunch of villagers on berries, he still has a bunch of gobbles left, 300 food in those, plus another 70 in this dead one. So almost 400 food left over. And look at the production tab at the top right of your screen. He's going up to 7 scout cavalry, but oh no, unfortunately for him, Fred has seen this. Let's see if Fred reacts. For now, he's building 4 of his own scout cavalry. And now the villagers, having depleted the deer, depleted the berries, killed all the wild boars in the area, are now attacking the Thanksgiving turkeys. And now Pooplord shoos Fred away. He says, you know what? You saw my stables. I don't want you to see what's about to happen. I don't want you to see the hammer that's about to descend upon you. And finally, we have a lumberer camp at the 11-minute mark of the game. Pooplord, though, camping outside of Fred's base. He wants to see whether Fred moves out or not. Disengages from this one scout. Let's see what this scout does. Okay, Pooplord's going up to 8 scouts. Fred is going up to 5 and is starting to produce spearmen. So he's going to be able to counter this scout cavalry with enough proper mica. Oh, no. Did he think this was walled off by virtue of these little, what do you call these, lily pads? This looks like a Monet painting. Lily pads. And here comes Pooplord with a massive amount of 6 scout cavalry. And I see more purple dots streaming across the map. He's going to go up to 8 scout cavalry. Now that the food sources have been depleted, the knives have been replaced with axes, and now he's going heavy balls to the wall. Lumber, 19 villagers on wood. And let's take a look while he does his economic macro. A whole bunch of scout cavalry, but Blue is defending this pretty well, managing to zone out Pooplord for now. But you have to be careful. I mean, obviously the spearmen naturally counter the scout cavalry, but they're super slow compared to these scout cavalry. These scout cavalry are about 50% faster, so if Pooplord positions them properly, he can run circles around them. What are these guys doing? They're building a watchtower. Interesting. So is this part of Pooplord's strategy? Or is he just dumping the stone that he has? Oh, even villagers coming off the line to help defending. I think Pooplord can take this fight, actually. He'll lose a bunch of his scout cavalry, but he will be able to clear up Blue's army entirely. Blue has no clue that this tower is going up. He's going to find out in... Let's take a look at his vision once he finds... Oh, now he finds it with the scout reveal. So he knows that these lumberjacks, yeah, wisely removes them before the first arrow can hit. Okay, so very, very cool strat here. He's transitioning into farms. They're not upgraded, but I see what he's done. So by foregoing Loom and leaving his villagers with 25 HP instead of the extra HP that they would get by virtue of that upgrade, he has saved the gold and then gone up to Bloodlines, which I believe costs 100 gold in addition to what is it? I think food. I want to say, I'm sorry, I'm a horrible caster. 150 food, I think, and 100 gold. So his villagers are weaker, but I don't think Pooplord cares because he's planning to be very aggressive here. That being said, Blue has walled himself off pretty well. I mean, this is walled off naturally. He's got a wall off here. Is this open? I leave it to keener eyes than me to see if that's open. but he's walled it off here. That being said, the scout cavalry have managed to get in, and now Pooplord is inside Fred's base. Fred desperately trying to Viper wall himself in here. Will he succeed? Yes, he will. But this is a lot of scout cavalry. He's going up to 16 scout cavalry on the back of 23 villagers. I mean, take a look at your screen. This is 12 scout cavalry. This is castle age right here. This is enough food so that Pooplord could have gone to castle. So what this tells me is this new strategy by Pooplord is a I'm gonna kill you in feudal strategy, and let's see if it succeeds. That being said, this is a lot of spearmen here who can decimate these scout cav, but like I said, they're super slow. So while they push to the left, Pooplord pushes into the right. This tower is still just tickling away at this lumber camp, and now he's inside the base yet again. Okay, so their speed is really the big asset here. They're not hard-hitting units. They attack on a 5, but the fact that they can run circles around these spearmen is what will potentially give Pooplord the win, unless he just doesn't micro or looks away at from the screen for a second and then immediately loses 4 scout cavalry, if not more. Takes the fight. I like the fight here. He's got the high ground in a couple of locations. He's got to get the high ground on these spear, though. You don't want them attacking with any kind of extra attack. Catches another villager. Kills here 19-11 in favor of our purple Portuguese Pooplord. There, I said it without saying any kind of mistakes. So, of course, I had to pat myself on the back. And he's got farms for days. He's got enough villagers on wood in order to keep these farms seated. I mean, these farms are going to take a while. I wonder if 4 is enough, though. I mean, those, you don't want, 8, 9 farms all of a sudden needing reseeding at the same time. You'll hear that very annoying hissing sound of a lack of wood. Spearmen are great, but not when they're outnumbered 4-1. My God. So Pooplord here sitting at 12 army supply to Fred's 8. And he's just being a pain in the ass. I mean, look how much idle time he's forcing out of Fred, and how much attention Fred has to pay to these scout cav, who, by the way, can just run away. And what will these 4 spearmen do? Absolutely nothing. They look at this. They're just chasing, disengaging. Pooplord, I mean, I don't think he really cares that he's losing a few scout cavalry here or there. Kill count is still very much in his favor, 24-19. More purple dots streaming across the map. I wonder if he's going to build a 3rd stable. Nope, he's just going double stable, farms. Has to disengage from this one spearman. But again, these are a different story, though. These stone walls. This is going to zone Pooplord out completely. But numbers-wise, he's just swarming over Fred's base, causing, like I said, a lot. Look at all this idle time. All these villagers have now stopped gathering resources. He's stuck on 90 food as Fred for a good 5, 6, 7 seconds. Repeat, etc. And what can Fred do here? He's got to come up with an answer. Maybe put a few, clumps of spearmen. Maybe put them in groups of 2 or 3 here. The wall off is fantastic, though. So Pooplord now is out of a lot of avenues. There's a better way to say that. He has the avenues of attack have been reduced. He can't attack from the north anymore. He can't attack from the east anymore. She's just hanging out. Fred's got 5 idle villagers here. He needs to fix that ASAP. So Pooplord's avenues of attack are basically the west portion of the base. So the long way, which Fred is now trying to wall off. So if Fred can wall this off, I would say that he can win this game. But for now, Pooplord with his 11 scouts are just now 12, 13 scouts. Yeah, they're running Fred around. He doesn't know which direction they're going. And like I said, they can outrun these spearmen for days. Let's see if he's making any progress here. Okay, slowly tickling away at this house. Decides to engage with the spearmen, but by virtue of the numbers, the spearman bonus means jack. And Pooplord takes the fight handily. Wow, what a rout here. Army supply 13-2. What a terrible engage for Fred, who now destroys his own house. Says, you know what, I'm not going to risk any more villagers to try to wall this off. Have free range here. I'm just going to continue building spears. He's going up to 3 spears, but by virtue of all the idle time, and my god, are these villagers here exposed? By virtue of all this idle time, I think Fred is starting to hurt. I wonder why he's not expanding eastward with his farms instead of north outside of the protective range of the town center. Another catch, more idle time. Yeah, Poop Lord is just being so annoying with these scout cavalry. He's going up to 20 scout cavalry, 19 now, because these spearmen got a couple of kills. So he's not relenting. I'm seeing purple dots streaming across the map endlessly, all going west. He doesn't care that he can't attack in the east. Even though this house is now demolished, this wall, this stone wall is going to keep these scout cavalry from that side. But here they come to the north. Oh, okay. Overall, a very interesting strategy here by Poop Lord. I love the endless, relentless aggression, attacking from all angles. Let's take a look at the stats. 47 scout cavalry, peak APM of 145. Kill count here, 47 in favor of our purple Portuguese, 29 from our Frank player. Let's take a look at purple's base. So yeah, I love the cool use of this berry bonus. Extra 250 wood as fast as possible. We saw a lot of villagers pulled here just to maximize the use. Overall, Fred had a lot more villagers than Poop Lord, but Poop Lord didn't need that many villagers for this strategy, so he optimized it perfectly. The strategy, and Poop Lord, if you watch this video, I hope you watch this video, comment below, but I assume the strategy here was to have just enough lumber to produce a barracks, 2 stables, which are right here, and 5 houses to give you 30 population room. Now that works out, I believe, if my math is correct, to 750 wood, which is exactly the amount of the berry bonus and the 5 wood trees, rather, around the base. So once he had the 30 population of 20 villagers and about 10 or so scout cavalry, then he moved into the more standard lumber camp in order to support production of endless amounts of farms so that he could spam endless amounts of scout cavalry. A few notes that I made for myself as I was casting. Number one, when you skip loom, you leave your villagers exposed. You know, they don't get the extra 15 HP. They don't get the sorry, the I had a brain fart there. The extra armor that comes with the loom. And so you leave them a bit exposed to counter raids, but by virtue of the aggression here out of Poop Lord, I don't think he cared, and I don't think it's really that big of a deal to skip loom in order to have 100 gold to get bloodlines, which is what he got. So not just a note, but not at all a weakness. What is a potential weakness, though, is I think he got the second boar a little bit later than usual. Now, that was okay when you play against certain players, but if you're playing an aggressive player like a Yo or a Huang or somebody at the higher elo levels who are constantly aggressive and are out on the map from second one of the game, you're exposing your board to being poached, and so that's 350 wood, and if it's a rhino, that's even more, or an elephant, that's even more. You leave yourself exposed to that being poached and losing that amount of food. And lastly, because I think I noticed a bit of a lag once he had gotten all the berries and once he had gotten all the lumber out of the immediate vicinity of the town center, Poop Lord shifted massively to wood here. And there was a bit of a lag time between that and when he started producing farms, that you had a huge number of villagers that were just either walking or stuck behind each other. So I don't know if there's a way to optimize that, but overall, the developers put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into this game and the various bonuses that the civilizations get. So when you have a player that's as creative and as fun and at the end of the day as skilled as Poop Lord, who comes along and says, oh, you know what, they must have changed this berry wood auto generation for a reason. Let me see what I can do with that. It's always a lot of fun. So he took advantage of the 250 extra wood from the berries, the 500 wood that was in his vicinity. He plopped down a barracks, 2 stables, a bunch of houses to support an initial push. And then once that push was keeping Fred occupied here in his base, then he could go into more of the standard meta of building a lumber camp, moving villagers to collect, to lumberjack, if that's a verb, and then just started doing farm production. So overall, a fantastic use, a fantastic highlight of the civilizational bonus, and overall a great W here for Poop Lord, and a GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.